Today we're going to make some fassionola. I have a mango, I have a lemon, I have some fresh raspberries, I have some blueberries that I didn't take the lid off, some strawberries, a pineapple, and a papaya or pawpaw. Pawpaw in Australia, I think papaya everywhere else. And we're going to measure these out into 100 gram measurements, and then we're going to continue. So as you can see, I'm just cutting these roughly in half or quarter. Yeah, I'm taking the tops off, but you probably don't really have to. It just makes for a neater product for me. I've got them cut here. I'm just going to reweigh them after I've cut them up. Perfect. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. So far all 100 grams. I've got my mango cheek here. I'm just cutting up into cubes. Flipping it inside out. That's my 100 grams of mango. I've got a bit of skin in there, so I'll take another piece. And diced up, it's less than a whole cheek. And then for every 100 grams of fruit, I use 100 grams of castor sugar. And there's my 200 grams of cut up pineapple. It's not, I cut myself 3 slices, but it's not even 2. It's like 1.5 slices of fresh pineapple. You could probably use canned pineapple in this, but I think you're gonna screw up the flavors a bit. You're gonna mess with them. The fresh pineapple gives it that very intense fresh smell. And here's my pawpaw or papaya. Papaya from Formosa. No, from Brazil. Papaya Formosa is the brand, I guess. I'm just going to cut roughly 100 grams here. We just scrape the seeds out here. Now, if I still lived in Australia, I would have kept these seeds and tried to grow them because I've done that there before. But here, it's not a happening thing because right now it's predicted to snow tomorrow and my garden dies in winter here. Now I've got everything cut up and ready, just about. So here's my 100 grams of blueberries, my 100 grams of raspberries, my 100 grams of pawpaw, papaya, call it what you like. Some people don't like this. This is the first time I've put it in. Before, when I've made this, I haven't added the papaya, but I thought I'd swap it up a bit. My strawberries, my mango, my pineapple, the rind of a lemon. I'm going to peel the rind carefully. I'll watch what I do and not watch the camera does. And take as little pith as we can. Now, if you get too much pith, just slice it off like this. Like this. Turn it over, run your sharp knife along the edge. In the US you might have wax lemons. Australia sometimes do. We don't get them here. We don't get wax lemons at all. And I usually buy organic fruit anyway, so it's I'm pretty safe with what I use. But it's up to you. The wax won't add a very nice flavour to it though, but you can wash that off in hot water apparently. And I pour the passion fruit over. Now I have 800 grams of castor sugar, superfine sugar, that I'm going to pour over this. I've pre-measured, and I probably should have used a bigger bowl, but I know it's going to work okay. And then all I'm going to do is with a potato masher, but you can do it with anything you want, as we're just going to kind of squash this a little bit to get the berries broken without putting too much everywhere. And then we cover it and leave it for a day. It's going to do its own little chemical thing where it's going to pull all the juice out of the fruit. And all I'm doing here is covering it with a big plastic wrap, and I'm going to leave it on the bench. Here we are back with our fassionola. This is on roughly about 20 hours later. You can see there's still quite a lot of sugar down here. I've stirred it a few times. I'm just going to stir it a bit more. This time of year, I've just left it out on the counter because it's pretty cold here. Outside it's like 0, which is 32 for Americans. And I've mushed up the fruit fairly well, as you can see. I used my potato masher as well, but I've squashed all the blueberries and squashed most of the other fruit down. I just give it a bit more stir and we'll strain it, double strain it soon. Now, as you can see, this is all dissolved. It's really quite runny now, and it smells beautiful, if you could smell it through there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start to strain it off into a jug. First I'm going to use a large strainer, and then I'm going to try and run it through a finer one. So the leftover fruit is super sweet. You could have it on ice cream or something similar like that. It is super sweet, but it's quite yummy. So that's it straining off there, and I've spilled it everywhere underneath, but you can see it running. Now we have it all strained through here. Now into this I'm going to add 2 mils or 60 mils, 2 ounces of Navimer, which is the equivalent of Everclear. It's a 96% alcohol as a preservative. I'm just going to put that in, mix it round to go through it all. And then we're going to dilute, we're going to decant it into some bottles. I'm going to have a few bottles of this. Oh, too much. And there you have the Fassionola. As you can see, it's quite a beautiful kind of crimsony colour, rich cherry. It's from the strawberries and raspberries, and it tastes very good. 800 grams of sugar and 800 grams of fruit, and I have 750 mils as the finished product.